Good morning friends. So today we'll continue with coordinate geometry. Yesterday I briefed you about the 9th standard a little bit and I told you why the need of two coordinates in the xy plane. One to show the x direction and another to show the y direction, and we also derived the formula the distance is equal to the under root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now what is this coordinates? So we had one point, we also call the initial point, whose coordinates we call x1 y1, let us say A, and another point B whose coordinates are given by x2 y2. Then the distance AB is the under root of it. Now under root will give you both positive and negative, but we only take the positive because distance is always considered positive. I can even write the formula as under root x1 minus x2 plus whole square minus y1 minus y2 the whole square. Now should I do that? Am I allowed to do this? Or will it make any difference? Yes? You will see it makes no difference because if x2 is bigger than x1, then x2 minus x1 is positive, the square is positive. So if x2 is greater than x1, then x1 minus x2 will be a negative number, but the square will still be positive. So if I write x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, or x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square, it doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, so now we have found out how to find the distance when 2 points are given. Okay, now before we move on to the application of this, we'll have to rewind a little back to what we did in the first chapter. Remember the rational numbers. Why I want to do that is, suppose I say we get the answer root 48. Suppose we get it root 48. So you have to write the root 48 in the simplified form. So what are the factors of 48 we can write? I can write directly that 16 3s are 48. So root 48 I can write as root 16 into root 3. Now root 16 is 4. 3 is the irrational number, so 4 root 3. So root 48 I write as 4 root 3. So this simplification you should be knowing. Whenever you get an answer which can be written in a simplified form, always do this. Root 48 should be written as 4 root 3. Now once you are okay, we will try one more number, say root 24. Now what is 24? 4 6 are 24. The square root of 4 is 2 and 6 is less, we can write 2 root 6. So this is the simplified form you should know. Since we are done with this, let us start with the application of the distance formula. So in example 1 we have the points 3, 2, minus 2, minus 3 and 2, 3. The question asks, do these 3 points form a triangle? So what are the two possibilities you can see here? Whenever we got 3 points, if the 3 points are non-collinear, means not on a straight line, it will form a triangle. And if the 3 points are collinear, it will not form a triangle. So what I will do here, let 3, 2, minus 2, minus 3 and 2, 3 be points. I have to name them. So let them call them A, B and C respectively. So what I have done to make it simpler, I have named the points A, B and C, or anything you can name P, Q, R or X, Y, Z, whatever. So say this point A is 3, 2, point B is minus 2, 3 and point C is 2, 3. Or the 3 points are collinear. Now we'll see the first thing. So I have got 3 points here, A, B and C. So when I take the point distance AB, how do I find AB? Now When I take this point AB, one of them has to be y2, x2, y2, one has to be x1, y1. So I'm only taking these 2 points at this time. So then the formula is now written as what? x2, so I call this -2, minus x1, that is 3, the whole square, plus y2, minus 3, 2, minus 2, the whole square. So what is this? -2 minus 3 is -5. -5 the whole square is 25. So I get 25. Plus -3 minus 2 is -5. Whole square is 25. So I get root 50. Now I told you the simplified version. How to write root 50? So 25 2s are 50. Square root of 25 is 5. So 5 root 2. So AB I got 5 root 2 units. Then I'll find BC. So when I take the point BC, x1, y1, x2, y2. So I got 2 minus -2. 2 minus -2 means 2 plus 2, the whole square, plus 3 minus -3 means 3 plus 3, the whole square. So what do I have? 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 square is 16, plus 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 square is 36, and 16 plus 36 is 52. So how can I write 52? We have got 13 fours are 52. 13 fours are, so this is 2 root 13. And now we have got the points. And similarly, we move on to the point AC now, or C. So what we have in C? Yes, which are the points we have? We'll take C, 2 minus 3, the whole square, plus 3 minus 2, the whole square, equal to 2 minus 3 is -1, the whole square is 1, and 3 minus 2 is 1, whole square is 1, so we get root 2. I hope this is what you have got, right? So we have got 5 root 2, 2 root 13 and root 2. Okay. Now, what I told you, if you remember, if these 3 points are collinear, means if all the 3 points were collinear, it would not form a triangle, otherwise it would form a triangle. So how do we know whether these 3 points are collinear or not? So let us keep this as it is and see and check the condition of collinearity. So if we had a point say A, a point say B, and a point say C, assume they were collinear. Now I assume that collinear, they lie on the straight line. Then AB plus BC should have given me AC. Means, for example, if I got this say 2 root 2, AB was 2 root 2 and BC was 3 root 2 and AC was 5 root 2. So 2 root 2 plus 3 root 2 gives me 5 root 2, then they would be collinear. Means if the sum of the smaller side gave me the bigger side, it would be collinear. Now we check here, smaller side is root 2 plus 2 root 13. Root 2 plus 2 root 13 is not 5 root 2. Sorry. Yes, so root 2 plus root 50. Root 2 plus root 50, remember, is not root 52. Do not be confused by this. Root 2 plus root 50 is not root 52. When you add the irrational numbers, they are not added in this manner. So, the sum of the two smaller side does not give us the bigger side. So, these 3 points are not collinear. And because these 3 points are not collinear, what does it form? It forms a triangle. So, this is the first type of sum. And what did we do here? 3 points were given and we found the distance among all the points. So, we took the point A and B first and found the distance between A and B. So, the distance was root 50, 5 root 2. Then we took the points B and C. So what happens is, you know the distance formula, again I write here. Distance formula D is equal to x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So for any two points you can use. So when I take AB, I take this as x1 y1 and this as x2 y2. When I take BC, I take this as x1 y1 and this as x2 y2. When I take AC, I take this as x1 y1 and this as x2 y2. So I found the distance AB, BC and AC. Then I check the condition. And when I check the condition, I will know. So this was only showing it is a triangle. Now, only this sum on triangle. Okay, so now we'll think a little deeper, a little different. So we'll think a little deeper and a little differently. What I'm going to think here? When 3 points are given, the first condition is either they are collinear or they form a triangle. So 3 points, they can be collinear. When are they collinear? When the sum of two smaller sides uses the bigger side, we say they are collinear. What if they are not collinear? What if they are not collinear? If they are not collinear, if they are non-collinear, they will form a triangle. Okay? So they form a triangle. Right. Now what different questions can you see here? If they do form a triangle, what kind of triangles can they form? So you see, when all the three sides are equal, it forms a equilateral triangle. Okay, you found AB, BC and AC. If all these three measurements were equal, you would get an equilateral triangle. If two sides were equal, you would get an isosceles triangle. Right? But here no side is equal, so it's a scalene triangle. So when you find out the sides of the triangle, so first you see whether they are collinear or not collinear. If they aren't collinear, they form a triangle. Right. When they form a triangle, you check, is it an equilateral triangle? Are the three sides equal? Is it an isosceles triangle? Are two sides equal? Or is it a scalene triangle? You can also say one more thing. Is it a right angle triangle? Okay. Now how do we find out if it is a right angle triangle? So we'll check this, whether this triangle is a right angle triangle. Okay. So let us check. We have AB as root 50. We got AB root 50. So what is AB square? AB square will be 50. So AB square we got 50. BC we got root 52 implies BC square equal to 52. And AC we have root 2, which implies AC square equal to 2. So if you just sum of the squares of the smaller two sides, you can see AB square plus AC square. AB square plus AC square. The sum of the square of the smaller two sides. So 50 plus 2 gives us 52, and that is AB square. So we have, sorry, not AB square, BC square. So we have AB square plus AC square equal to BC square. 50 plus 2 is 52. So BC is the hypotenuse. If BC is the hypotenuse, which will be the side, angle opposite to BCA. So here angle A is a right angle. Okay. So AB was root 50. So AB square is 50, taking squares on both sides. BC is root 52, taking square on both sides, BC square equal to 52. AC equal to root 2, squaring both the sides, AC square equal to 2. And the sum of the square of the smaller two sides is the third side, so it is a right angle triangle. So I will sum this sum once again, yes, sum this sum once again. 3 points were given and we want to know, did it form a triangle? Now this was an easy question, whether it forms a triangle. In this example, we are given 4 points. So let us consider point A as 1, 7, B as 4, 2, C as -1, -1 and D as -4, -4. So I have given the names to these points A, B, C, D. Now 4 points. like in the previous sum, let us consider the available scenarios. Yes, the 4 points can be collinear, means on a straight line. So now how do you find 4 points are collinear? A, B, C, D. If AB plus BC plus CD gives us AD, or any way round, means the sum of the 3 smaller sides add up to the larger side, then we can say they are collinear. So the first condition possible is that 4 points 1, 2, 3, 4 can be collinear. Condition number 1. Condition number 2, 3 points are collinear but 1 point is not collinear. Then it will form a triangle. Can you see, the first condition was all the 4 points were collinear, so straight line, no shape. Second condition, 3 points are collinear and 1 is non-collinear. So you will not get this side plus this side equal to this side. It is only possible when they are collinear. So the second condition of triangle. And the third condition is when none of the points are, means more than 3 points are collinear, we have got 4 different points. So 4 points will form a quadrilateral. A, B, C, D. 4 points form a quadrilateral. Now how many types of quadrilateral do you know? So if you find AB, BC, CD and AD, you find AB, BC, CD and AD, and there is no relation, we will get a simple quadrilateral. But if opposite sides are equal, so we do not know if 2 sides are equal, which are the opposite sides. So 2 pair of opposite sides means AB equal to CD and AD equal to BC. So if this side and this side is equal, this and this is equal, it forms a parallelogram, right? In a parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal. So if we have AD equal to BC and AB equal to CD, then forms a parallelogram. But also if you check, after this condition is the parallelogram, plus the diagonals are also equal, means AB opposite sides are equal, and then we take the points A and C and find AC. How we find AC? By taking these 2 points. And how we find BD? Find these 2 points. So opposite sides are equal plus diagonals are also equal. So only if the opposite sides are equal, it's a parallelogram, but diagonals are also equal, then these 2 conditions will make it form a rectangle. So you can see either only a quadrilateral or a parallelogram or the diagonals equal rectangle. Then we may have all the 4 sides equal. So all the 4 sides are equal. AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA, then it can form a rhombus. But if all the 4 sides are equal and the diagonals are also equal, then it forms a square. So when 4 points are given, you can see there are so many conditions possible and we'll have to check each one of them. So they may ask you to prove it is a parallelogram, prove it is a rectangle, prove it is a square, prove it is a rhombus, anything they ask you to prove. So depending what is the sum asking you, if they do not ask you to prove, then you will have to find everything. Means what you have to find? You will have to find AB, BC, CD, DA. 4 sides plus the 2 diagonals, and then you will try to relate them all and come to a final conclusion which figure is formed out of this. So now after looking at all the conditions, we will proceed with our sum. Okay, so let us begin our sum. Let us find AB. AB is under root what? x2 minus x1, 4 minus 1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1, 2 minus 7 the whole square is 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 square is 9 plus 2 minus 7 is minus 5, minus 5 square is 25, 25 plus 9 is 34. So we got AB root 34. Let us see BC. This time x1 y1 x2 y2 minus 1 minus 4 whole square plus minus 1 minus 2 whole square equal to minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5, the whole square is 25 plus minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 whole square is 9 root 34. So AB and BC are equal. Now we move to CD. Again the 2 points C and D. So minus 4 minus minus 1. So minus minus 1 will become plus 1 the whole square plus 4 minus minus 1. Minus minus means plus the whole square. So we have minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. Minus 3 square is 9. 4 plus 1 is 5. 25. So root 34. And we find AD. So in AD we have A and D minus 4 minus 1, minus 4 minus 1 the whole square plus 4 minus 7 the whole square. So minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5, the whole square is 25. 4 minus 7 is minus 3, the whole square is 9, root 34. So here we have got all the four sides are equal. So if opposite sides were equal, we would get a parallelogram and we have not checked the diagonals here. But all the four sides are equal. So which are the two possibilities now? Yes, four sides are equal. All the four sides. One possibility is a rhombus. It is a rhombus now because all four sides are equal. So it is a rhombus, that is for sure. But all four sides are equal. Are the diagonals also equal? So till here we proved it is a rhombus because all four sides AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to AD. The sides are equal, it is a rhombus. Now is it a square? For the square we have to see are the diagonals equal. So we have got AB equal to BC, CD. Now let us check AC and BD. So still we go for the diagonals now. AC, A and C. So minus 1, minus 1. AC will be minus 1, minus 1. Plus minus 1, minus 7. Yes? What we are checking? Minus 1, minus 1 and minus 1, minus 7. So we get minus 1 is minus 2. We get 4. And minus 7 minus 1 is minus 8. 8 square is 64. So we get 68. Root 68. Let us find BC. Sorry, not BC. BD. The diagonal. So this is the last diagonal we have to find. Minus 4 minus 1. The whole square. No, sorry. Minus 4 minus 4. The whole square plus 4 minus 2. Whole square. Minus 4 minus 4 is minus 8. The square is 64. Minus 4 minus, sorry, 4 minus 2 is 2. The square is 4. Root 68. So now we have got all the four sides are equal. The diagonals are also equal. This sixth condition show us that this is a square. So for this sum we found out that these 4 points make up a square. Okay? But again the briefing of the sum like the previous one. What you can see when 4 points are given, condition 1, all the 4 points can be collinear. Now how do you find collinearity? First find the distance of all four. Found the distance. Then when adding the small three distances, you get the larger distance, then it is collinear. If all 4 points are not collinear, 3 points are collinear and 1 is non-collinear, then it can form a triangle. Which type of triangle we saw in the previous sum. But if it doesn't form a triangle or the points are not collinear, then it forms a four-sided polygon called a quadrilateral. So then you start checking the sides. Okay? And based on the condition, we will get our answer. So, if all four sides are unequal, it is a basic quadrilateral. If the opposite sides, means AB and CD and BC and AD, opposite sides are equal, it is a parallelogram. And when you find a parallelogram, check the diagonals. If only the opposite sides are equal, it's a parallelogram. But if the diagonals are also equal, it is a rectangle. Here we have got all the four sides are equal, so it is a rhombus. And then we check the diagonals. Diagonals are also equal, so it is a square. So this is the basic use of the distance formula. Okay, these are all the sums are based on distance formula only. Everywhere I have used the distance formula, only thing the corresponding points have changed, but the formula remains the same. When I take these 2 points, I have to take x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. If I take these 2 points, then x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. So the points we keep on changing, finding the distance. But finding the distance is not enough. Then we apply the conditions of geometry, and by applying these conditions we know, like I told you last time, equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, right angle triangle, isosceles right angle triangle, and here we have quadrilateral, parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus or square. Okay, all these sums are only based on the distance formula. If you have followed till here, then for the homework you can do the sums of the exercise 7.1. Yes, the first 5 sums can be easily done, but I hope you have understood what we have done so far. So when the coordinates are given to you, you can use the distance formula, and based on the distance formula you can see what geometric figure we are making. So I hope you have revised the 9th standard also, and this is the first formula of the book, the distance formula, and we have made use of it. Now we will see one more sum, okay, and we will revert this and see what we get. Okay, now the next example I am going to give you, I am trying to change the sum a little. We have a point 3, 2. We are given a point 3, 2. We have to find a point on the y-axis. We know there is a point on which axis? Y-axis. So we are given the point 3, 2. We have to find a point on the y-axis which is at the distance, which is at a distance of 5 units from 3, 2. So I am going to draw the rough. Yes, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Now what is the question asking me? What is the point I have got? The point I have got is 3, 2. How do you look at 3, 2? 3 on the x-axis, 2 on the y-axis. So 3, 2. So this point is 3, 2. The point which I have given to you. Now there is a point on the which axis? Y-axis. So on this axis there is a point which is 5 units from this point. So I have to draw this big and see. Now you can see 5 units I can have a point here also, and 5 units I can have a point here also. There are 2 points possible, this point and this point, with a distance of 5 units. So now we'll see how to find that point. Now look at the conditions given to you. Distance is given 5 units. Coordinates of one point are given to you. The coordinates of the second points are not given, but a condition given, the point is on the y-axis. Now you know, when the point is on the y-axis, So say let our point be, you know when you put the point on the y-axis, the x coordinate is 0. Yes? We have done this before. When there is any point on the y-axis, the x coordinate is 0. And the y coordinate we don't know. So let us take it y. This is some coordinate y. So now we have the point 3, 2 and the point 0, y. So if this is 0, y, this is also 0, y. You can see y have written 2, 0, y and the distance is 5. So the formula is distance equal to x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, right? What is the distance given to us? 5. x2 minus x1. So 0 minus 3 the whole square, x2 minus x1, y minus 2 the whole square. Now you can see the square root. So first I'll write the next step, 5 equal to under root 0 minus 3 is minus 3, minus 3 square is 9. So 9 plus y minus 2 the whole square. This I keep as it is. Now there is an under root here. So how can I take out the under root? You have to write implies because they are equal to here. I will square both the sides. So when I square this side, the under root and the square goes away. So we are left with 9 minus y by 2 the whole square. And when you square 5, what do you get? 25. So now the 9 comes on this side. So 25 minus 9 is y minus 2 the whole square. And 25 minus 9 is 16. So 16 is equal to y minus 2 the whole square. Now we want to remove the square from here. So take square root on both sides. So what is the square root of 16? So square root of 16 is plus minus 4. Here we have to take both the coordinates. 16 is plus minus 4. So we get y minus 2. So now you can take 4 equal to y minus 2. Bring the minus 2 on this side. So 4 plus 2, y equal to 6. This is one answer you may get. But you took 4. If you take minus 4 equal to y minus 2, then the minus 2 comes on this side becomes plus 2. So minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. So y equal to minus 2. So the points we have is 0, 6 or 0, minus 2. This is the point 0, minus 2, right? So you got this and 5 and 6. This is the 2 points that we got. So here you see the distance was given to us, 1 point was given to us, a condition was given to us, and with the help of the condition we found out the point could be 0, 6 or 0, minus 2. So this was using the distance formula to find out the coordinates. So I'm going to end here today. Try out a few sums on your own. If any doubt, revert to me. Okay? Thank you.